What's up, what's up, what's up? This is your boy Fareed Rashad, and you're here with Keep It Sharp with Fareed Rashad. Today, I'm here with Poetic Cutz, Ernest. What's up, Ernest?
How you doing, Fareed?
This is only take 906. I'm happy to be here with you today once again. We had actually taped the earlier segment, and somehow, with technical difficulties, I messed it up as usual. How we doing, Ernest?
We're doing good today, man. We're blessed.
Like I was telling before, that we were talking about you serving the community and be one of the few neighborhood shops that still service the neighborhood. Ernest, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Ernest. I've been a barber in this area for about 15, 16 years. I enjoy cutting hair. I enjoy, dealing with people. I enjoy being able to be a part of their lives, and also meeting people that also help contribute to my life also. Just enjoy the neighborhood. I enjoy, just as a barber, when I first started, I didn't even know where this would take me, but seeing the journey that I've been on, I wouldn't ask for anything else.
How did you get here, though?
I always wanted to do something that I would be able to own or be in control of my own destiny. And a lot of that starts internally, but you also have to work hard. In this profession that barbers are in, once you have your license, nobody can take that from you. Mm-hmm. And the possibilities really are endless. There's things that you can do as a barber, places that you can go, and people that you can meet that can't be substituted. So I like the thought of the journey.
Okay, so with longevity comes discipline. One thing I know about you, that you're very disciplined and you have a good heart, and and your customers definitely know that, and they see, through just how you run your shop and how you conduct yourself in the neighborhood. What I'm most impressed about is the fact that you always treat people fair.
Yeah, you have to do that. I think a lot of people, it's not just about cutting hair. It's about living. And I think a lot of people confuse generosity and the matter of the heart, or how they treat people. A lot of times I don't judge people by what they look like or what they have. And I know that at some point in my life, somebody was able to help me. So if I could pay that forward to somebody who I don't know, or maybe somebody I do know, then as far as I'm concerned, that helps us grow as a people.
Now, being one of the few shops, we're here in Tampa, Florida, for people that don't know, we're here in Tampa, Florida, and Tampa, Florida has a lot of barbershops. You're one of the more predominantly black barbershops that's still in the neighborhood, and you're very diversified, so you do all types of hair and different clientele. And I noticed that you do some celebrities, you do sports figures, and you do the everyday man and woman. Let's talk about the children. This shop has a lot of children that come here, the mothers and single mothers and fathers who may be single fathers. They bring their children here. They trust you with their children. Tell me about the children.
Children are one of the most important things that we have as far as legacy goes, and as far as what the next generation is going to be. And I kind of pride myself in interacting with them. A lot of times, parents, their job is to be a parent. But when a child comes in, sometimes we get to lighten that a little bit, and we also serve as a parent figure. But just to be able to interact with these children, to talk to them, to ask them how their day was, to see what their goals are. A lot of times we laugh and joke, and a lot of times their parents just leave, which allows me to just be free with them. And just to watch the kids grow. I've got kids that I've cut, and now they're in college. And these kids are doing really well, and they still come back and they still call me and they say, "Hey, Mr. E, how you doing?" Or they'll stop by and they're like, "I'm coming in town. I need a haircut." So just to know the impact that I left on these kids by just being myself and being true to the relationship between individuals, and just allowing these children to be able to express themselves through me and with me. And it's a lot of times the children be like, "Hey, can you talk to my parents so I can get this haircut?" And I'd be like, "How are your grades?" And if their grades are good, then I advocate for them. So we have a relationship.
Nice. I always like to talk about, the good things that go in the bad, they're going in the barbershops. But let's talk about some of the ugly stuff. What is some of the ugly stuff, Ernest, that you encounter here?
Um, I'll say this. A lot of the ugly that we encounter is self-imposed as far as not understanding the nature of the business. As far as the individuals that I work with, I think we have a good core and a good group of people. And we've went through some ugly stuff, but all of our hearts were good. But man, in the beginnings, you have to get the people, if they don't respect the environment, then they tend to come in and so in the beginning, some people, they would curse and a couple of fights broke out. Some stuff happened.
Yeah.
But that's a part of the business. You have to control the alcohol and the cussing and stuff like that. And those things lead to the bad stuff. And a lot of people, when they come in, they don't expect. I'll tell you, a lot of people, they come in and they look at you and they say that you're not cussing and stuff. And they feel like they can just manhandle you or talk to you in any type of way. And sometimes that has led to some less than comfortable situations. But as we've matured and grown, we've learned how to kind of handle that and kind of also, keep that at a distance. Not that you can avoid it, but sometimes you see the ugly coming and you just kind of try to meet it head on. And a lot of that just starts with you. If however you lead, and we each have to lead as a barber with the individuals who we have, and if we conduct ourselves in a certain way, we can get rid of a lot of the ugly. But it happens though.
Nice. Tell us about some of the barbers that you have.
Oh man, I have a great group of barbers, man. James is very talented. He's tenured. Trey is one of our younger barbers. He's very innovative. He keeps me on my toes. He has a different way of cutting, but man, he's just an amazing barber. His haircuts are great. Alvin, he's a great barber. Alvin is tested. I'll say that. He's been around a while, and there are things that Alvin can do that people don't even know. He's good with his scissors, his shears. Then we have a lady in the back who does braids, Mrs. D. She's also tested. She's been around a long time, so she does a very good job. We have Mariah. She's new, but she has a different way of doing things, and she's also an asset to, us as a group and us as a team. We have a new barber, Keidra. She just started. She's learning. I'm happy to have her aboard because I can see the hunger in her, and that's something that you can't replace, is hunger. Then I have another barber, Keith. Oh, he's a very good young man. He works very hard. He's very disciplined when it comes to his way of work, and that has allowed him to be a great, great barber. Us as a team, we become one barber, and that allows us to do a lot of different things. So that's the way I like to look at it at.
Okay, so you're very diversified, and dealing with 2023, we have a lot of different techniques out here now. A lot of clippers, cordless, cord. What are you? Which one are you? Are you pro cord or are you pro cordless?
I'm pro effectiveness. Like some people, like I use cordless and I use corded clippers. I have a desired effect. Like before I cut, I see it, and certain clippers do certain things. I'm a little old-fashioned, so I'll use a lot of the 5-star walls. I like that series. I like the I like the designers trimmers, but I also like the cordless clippers. Like everybody has to use what's best for them. So
yeah, I mean, being an older barber myself, I tend to like working with corded clippers more, but as time go on, they're getting better. And of course, one of the most popular brands right now is Babyliss. Of course, Wall Andy had been around. Then we got Stylecraft and a few other companies that's coming in. But, Babyliss has seemed to taken over, especially with their cordless trimmers. Everybody loves their trimmers. I think that those clippers are really cool. But there's one clipper by them that I really like. It's called the Low Pro FX. That clipper is pretty strong, so I tend to like that one as far as cordless. But at the end of the day, I like all my clippers.
That's right.
I like all of them. I can use them all. I always switching back and forth, and this one and that one. But I think like you say, it's a tool. So whatever one is there on the station is the best one.
It's the best one. That's right.
So, I applaud, these clippers companies for being innovative.
And I want to say something. I think as barbers, we also have to be, no matter what the clipper is, we need to be able to give a good haircut. Because if our clipper goes down or something happens, we can't say, well, I can only cut with that clipper. We have to be able to pick up what we have and give the same haircut that we would give if we had our favorite clipper. So we have to be versatile when it comes to cordless, corded, older, new, because it's really not the clipper.
It's the artist.
It's the artist.
Yes, yes. Where do you see barber in 5 to 10 years from now?
Man, to be honest with you, I got into this field because an older gentleman said to me, he said, and my father too, he said, you want to find a job that a machine can't replace. 5 or 10 years, I've watched barbering grow as far as talents and gifts and the vision that barbers have. And these guys are doing stuff now that when I first started cutting hair, I remember when mohawks came out, it was like, oh man, that's you'll do a mohawk. And now it's like guys are doing stuff like, as the culture changes, the haircuts are changing. In 5 or 10 years, man, I don't see us fading no time soon.
Yeah, well, this business definitely has, I think, staying power. It's not going anywhere, and people going to always need a haircut. And then, with the enhancements in play now, which enhancements been around forever. Hollywood and shout out to the barbers who work with the movies and celebrities and stuff like that. They've been using this stuff. And once we got a hold of it and social media, we make it, we glamorize the game a little more, so it kind of helps with the marketing and stuff like that. We're artists. At the end of the day, that's what we are. And I know, we debate about it amongst ourselves and throughout the industry, and probably other podcasts that talked about it, and we beat it to death. But one thing I will say, I think that whatever's at your disposal as an artist, you use it.
That's right.
And sometimes it's necessary, maybe sometimes it's not. But it's dependent on the artist himself, what they see as art and what the client, and then at the end of the day, it's always what the client wants.
That's right.
It's always what the client wants. So shout out to that. Let's talk prices. My grandfather, who was a barber for about 40 years, started cutting hair, and I believe a haircut during that time might have been 20 to 30 cents. Wow. Then, going into the late 60s, it was like $1 or something like that. Then by the time the early 70s kicked in, I remember haircuts being maybe
$5.
Not even that, maybe $2 or $3. I remember his price list.
Well, I wasn't paying then, so.
And he had this old Pepsi machine. So, if you know me, I like Pepsi.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of where that came from. And, he was a great shaver. He was really good with the straight razor. And I think that for a while I had got away from using a straight razor, definitely during the mid to late 80s, going all the way. I probably didn't go back to using a razor until probably the late 90s, early 2000s. So I think that we doing a lot of innovating, but we forget that the basic stuff that got this game going.
I think that I think a lot of people, they want a service, they want to look good, but a lot of the shaving and the stuff, I think that also affects the pricing. I think back in the days, a lot of guys, if you look at them, they didn't have a great edge. It was just an afro or whatever the style was back then. But I think now, man, you're talking about 20-cent haircuts. Man, now haircuts, I know guys that charge $100 a haircut.
Oh, yeah.
But I see what they're doing. And listen, you can't let anybody put a value on you. If you get up in the morning and you work hard and you do what you got to do, and nobody can tell you what your time is worth.
Yes.
But at the same time, I also think that a lot of people who don't, as a community of barbers, we need to all be on the same page. Like, I'm not saying charge, but I'm just saying, like, we've been around too long. The products are going up. Things like, I went to one place just to check them out, and just for a shave, they were charging $40, $50. just the shave, the face.
Yes.
But it came with a hot towel, and the experience was amazing.
Yes.
Just to see. So I think that when we start talking about pricing and where we come from, I think we have to put out a product that when people see it, or like you can't tell somebody, hey, listen, man, I'm charging you $50, and then when they walk in, you know, the shop smells like weed, people are cussing, they have to wait an extra hour, you know. But if somebody, you say, hey, listen, man, the haircut's $50, the guy comes in, he's in the chair, you know, at the respectable time, you give him an amazing service, you treat him like an individual. A lot of times, I realize this, it's not, the haircut is only like 20% of the whole service. Because a lot of people can cut. So when you're asking people to pay these prices, or when the prices are going up, you take into consideration the price of the products that you're paying. Well, like when you're talking about Babeless, those clippers are $200-300.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm using these clippers, and I'm here, you asked me to be here at 6. I'm here at 6 in the morning. I'm using these clippers that I'm paying $200-300 for. I'm providing the enhancements and stuff that you're asking for. So when I say $60-70 for a haircut, is that too much?
Exactly. And there's also what you're willing to pay for.
It's what you're willing to pay for.
You know, and, you know, I agree with you that, you know, if you're going to charge these kind of prices, you have to step up the game, and you have to step up the experience.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, you know, it's just another level to strive for. And, you know, there's a lot of people who are on social media complaining about the prices. You know, me personally, I think it's cool, you know, but if you're going to charge above $70, $100, $150, then make sure that the service matches, and the level of your skill level matches that price.
I had a guy come in one time, and he wanted to get a job. Well, he said he had a job interview, and I was like, okay, so, and he asked me for this service. So I gave him a hot towel and everything, you know, cleaned him up. He said the job interview was today, put a little enhancements on him. Normally I don't do it, but the job interview was today, and he asked me how much, and I was like $45, and he was like, man, you know, that's a lot. And I was like, well, the regular haircut's already $30. You wanted a hot towel, you wanted to shave, you wanted the enhancements, but he don't want to pay for that. So he was complaining. He called me a couple of days later, and he was like, man, I got the job. So I asked him. I said, let me ask you a question. Was it worth it? Mm-hmm. And he was like, he said, yeah. He said, you know I was complaining, but he said, you know, I felt really good. He said, I looked good, I felt good. He said, I felt like when I walked in there, like, you know, like I was going to get the job. He said, I was dressed nice, my suit. He said, my haircut was amazing. And I'm like, and a lot of people, they want to say, wait, I'm taking my girl out to this restaurant to spend $200-300 at the restaurant, but you want to look good for her. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to pay that price. But, you know, it's really all how you market yourself, how you sell yourself. And if you want to, there's an old saying, you have to dress for where you're going.
Right.
So if you want to charge people $50 or $100, you have to dress the part in your character, your personality, your attitude, and just the way you present yourself.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the way you run your shop, you run it somewhat traditional, and, you know, it's a dying breed. I mean, I'm gonna be honest about it. It's a dying breed. You know, us barbers now, we coming across like rock stars and and big celebrity actors and stuff like that. Because I heard on Instagram they got this joke where the guy say he likes his barbers corny, not at the club, not you know, not oh, wow. you know, doing photo shoots and stuff like that. They want us at the barbershop cutting. Oh, man. They want us there when they want us there.
So we can't live.
So exactly. Okay. So it's a joke, but you know, like at the end of the day, we all got families, we all got kids, and you know, responsibilities, and on top of everything, we got bills. Bills got to get paid. But at the same time, we do service the community, especially shops like yours that's been around a while. And the customer know you, you know them. It's a community, like you say. It's a community, and each one teach one, and it takes a village to raise a child.
That's right.
And you do that. You definitely do that. Now, on the other hand, there's a part of the industry that's high profile. How do you view that? How did you view the situation, the state of barbering now in 2023? Where do you see yourself in that mix? What category? Well, how would you categorize, you know, your shop in the 2023 time period?
You know what I'll say about my shop? We're available.
Hmm.
And we're
I like
opportunists. We have a core of barbers we're always here. You know, and I believe we offer something that no other barbershop. No, I'm not going to say that, but a lot of barbershops don't offer like I was saying, our characteristic of the barbershop is family oriented. We're loving. Like there's not a place that you could take your kids to and drop them off, or the wife bring the kids there. So we're in a niche. Like every barbershop has its niche, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some barbershops cater to street guys. Some barbershops cater to other ethnicities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like to say that we cater to everyone. But catering and requiring respect for your business is two different things.
Mm.
So just because I say, well, you know, hey, you come to my shop, I also say, hey, when you come in here, please watch how you carry yourself. So I don't have to be far left. I don't have to be far right. I just need to be available to be able to cover the whole spectrum. So that's where I want to fit in there. Because if you limit yourself, then you limit yourself.